Hey, good morning, everyone. I pray that you all have had a blessed week. And thank you for joining us this morning for Morning Motivation. I'm excited about being in front of you today. Thank you so much again once for joining us. Today, we're going to talk about the topic is called Never Say Can't, and it's coming from the Our Daily Bread series. So basically, we're going to take a look at what they have to say, and then we're going to give you some application at the end. So let's go ahead and get started. It says this that Jen was born without legs and abandoned at the hospital. Yet, she says being put up for adoption was a blessing. Quote, I am here because of the people who poured into me. Her adoptive family helped her to see she was born like this for a reason. They raised her to, quote, never say can't. And they encouraged her in all her pursuits, including becoming an accomplished acrobat and aerialist. She meets challenges with an attitude of, how can I tackle this? And motivates others to do the same. The Bible tells the stories of many people God used who seemed incapable or unsuited for their calling, but God used them anyway. Moses is a classic example. When God called him to lead the Israelites out of Egypt, he balked and he protested. He said, quote, I am slow of speech and tongue. And God replied, who gave human beings their mouths? Who makes them deaf or mute? Is it not I, the Lord? Now go, I will help you speak and will teach you what to say. When Moses still protested, God provided Aaron to speak for him and assured him he would help him. He would help them. Like Jen and like Moses, all of us are here for a reason, and God graciously helps us along the way. He supplies people to help us and provides what we need to live for him. So my question for you is this, is what have you felt incapable of or ill-equipped for a task or role you felt God was calling you to? So in other words, what is God telling you to do? There's different situations in your life that God has been putting something on your heart, putting something on your mind, and he is making it strong in your life, yet you still are very hesitant to do it. You're hesitant to go forward. You're hesitant because you feel like you're not equipped, you're not ready. And so here's what I want to encourage you. We're going to start with this scripture, James 1:22. It says, but be doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves. And so why I bring that up for a reason is because time and time again, we go to church, we hear a message, and then what is it that we do with that information? Good morning. Good morning. And I see someone is joining us. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm not able to see exactly who that is, but thank you and God bless you. So often in our lives, we go to church and we hear an amazing message and we get all excited, but then we leave. What are we actually going to do with that information? The word clearly here says that we need to be doers. And going back to the title for this message, never say can't. Can't should not be something in our vocabulary because all things are possible with God. So what I want to encourage you today is this, that there may be a task in front of you that might be some heavy lifting. It might be something that's out of your comfort zone. It might be something that is stretching you farther than you've ever gone before. In my own personal life, there's a situation where God gave me a vision that was so big, and I'm like, God, there's no way I can do this. And so through time, I started shrinking the vision down and making it to a manageable piece where I could handle it. And so now I'm in a predicament where I'm at this smaller level, and God is now revealing to me, no, I didn't call you to do this smaller level. I called you to the higher level. So you need to step back up to that level. And he's opening doors so that I can go to that level. So here's what I want to encourage you with. When you have that situation that is bigger than you think that you can handle, here's a few steps, because we always want to talk about application. I just don't want to come on here and give you some information and you'd be like, okay, Lee, what do I do with that information? Well, here's what you can do. First and foremost, when you have that big things sitting on your heart, sitting on your mind that you know God is calling you to do, make sure that you are going to God in prayer. That way he can clarify, he can make everything clear to you. The next thing that you want to do is start moving in that direction. Start taking action for that thing that God has put on your heart, in your mind. Start taking action, because if you're just sitting there, it's very hard to get moving. But once you start the ball rolling, that momentum will start to carry you. And what I've learned from experience is that as I start to move, God will start to shift me in the exact precise direction that he wants me to go. But while I'm just sitting there, there's no movement going on. So first and foremost, you're in prayer, then you start taking some movement, making some movement, taking some action, and then write down the vision. What is it, the vision for this big project that you have? Write the vision down and make it clear. Then start to get organized, make a plan, get some structure, write down what steps you're going to need for this. One of the things that I've done most recently, which has helped me, is I have, let me pull it up, created a binder. And basically in the binder, it's tabbed out, and in each tab there's sections for each component of this project. So getting organized and make a plan is going to help you move in that direction. That way you're not all scattered all over the place, because God is not the author of confusion. And so he wants you to be organized and focused. Then once you start getting organized, you make that plan, start developing your team, gather some folks that you know, some like-minded people that you know are going to support you, that are going to encourage you, that are going to be along with you on this journey. Just like in the scripture or in this passage that we read from Moses, that God said that he is going to provide Aaron. So God is going to provide people in our lives to come alongside of us, to help us in the vision that he has given us. So it's very important. Be in prayer about this, of course, but start to create your team. And when I think of this situation I'm in now, as God gave me the vision, I started getting organized. God started bringing people into the fold. God started bringing folks in to help accomplish this vision and to walk alongside. So that is just an amazing thing. Firsthand, I've seen it work. Now, you created your team. Well, first you went to prayer, you started movement and taking actions, you wrote your vision, you're getting organized, you're getting planned, you got your team together. Then the next thing, and this is the biggest part of this, that you have to walk in faith. Walk in faith, knowing that God has aligned this for you. God gave you the vision. God put it on your heart. Now God is showing you the direction that you should go. He's putting all the people in place to make this occur. God is opening all of these doors for you. You have to walk in faith, knowing that God is in control and God has got you. And you can't just be shy and timid about it, but you have to go forward with a sense of humility, first and foremost, a love of God, but then in a confidence of God as well. And that's what walking in faith is, knowing that God has your back for this. So I want to encourage you to do this, that there's something that God has placed on your heart that's been sitting there, just marinating, sitting there, just not being birthed for a long time. He's put a plan, he's put a vision, he's put a book, he's put a business, he's put a career change, he's put a play. In my case, he's put something in you that needs to be birthed. And you've been sitting on it, and it's time to stop sitting on it. It's time to start taking some movement. So here's what I want to challenge you to do. Take the first step. The first step is be in prayer about this and start praying, God, how do we make this come to life? How do we make this reality? You've put this vision in my spirit. Now, how do we move forward in that? So that's what I challenge you to do. Talk to God about what he gave you and how you can start to birth that thing, because God doesn't want you just sitting on something forever. So you have to take that first step. You have to start moving. You have to start engaging God in this. Don't just sit there in your thoughts and say, oh, wow, I've had this thoughts. And you've been planning in your mind. You've been planning something for 5, 10 years. Well, to me, in your mind, you're planning. You really don't have anything. Until you have something on paper, to me, you don't have anything. So start talking to God. Start moving forward. How can you birth this creation that God has inside of you? That's what I challenge you to do. Take that first step. Talk to God. Start getting ideas down on paper so that you can start moving forward. The vision is going to come. You'll start to get organized. Things will start to materialize. A team will just come out of nowhere. They'll be attracted to you. Then you step out, you walk in faith and accomplish. You produce what God has called you to produce. But it all starts with that first step, going to God in prayer. And that's what I challenge you all to do. Thank you again so much for watching. Evangelist Stephanie, how you doing? Ma'am, I hope you had a blessed and a great weekend. Thank you for joining us again. I see some other folks join us. Thank you so much. I'm not able to see your name, but thank you so much. I appreciate you joining. I pray that you all receive something from this. Don't forget to comment, share, to like this as well. And once again, we will be here every morning, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m., bringing you morning's motivation. Once again, I pray that you all have a blessed day, and I will talk to you soon. God bless.